Hello and happy Wednesday again. 7/21/21, another lucky day. The topic today is, are you addicted? It's going to be a personal one for me because I have been learning so much about myself over the last 22 years since I got clean and sober. But I've also learned about other addictions and things of that nature as well. So welcome to the topic, are you addicted? I'm really looking forward to working with you guys today, to talking with you guys today, to sharing some really valuable information that I've learned and been able to teach and help others with. Hello, happy Wednesday. But the most important thing we do now is let's raise the energy of the room, you guys. I'm going to get into the talk rather quickly today, but for the next 60 seconds, hello, ATL. ATL is in the house. For the next 60 seconds, share a few things. Where are you from and what are you grateful for? All right. What are you grateful for and where are you at on planet Earth? I am so grateful to you guys for giving me the opportunity to share things that I think about on a daily basis, that I care about, that I love, that I'm able to help people grow with. This is such an awesome opportunity to do this on a daily basis, to be a life coach, to be an addiction recovery coach as well. What are you guys grateful for? I'm grateful for a beautiful day outside. I'm grateful for great weather. I'm grateful for the awesome vacation I just had. What's up, North Carolina? North Cackalack. I love it. Good to see you guys today. I just got back from Chicago, a great town in the heart of America. Love the Chi. Where else you guys from? What else are you grateful for? Let's liven up the energy and grow the energy of the room so we can learn these lessons, so we can grab these things, glean these insights, do this talk and have this awesome meditation afterwards. What else are you guys grateful for? I'm grateful for clean drinking water. I'm grateful for food. I'm grateful for health, the ability to see, the ability to connect with you guys, the ability to learn from others. Yes, Flint, Michigan. Yes, I'm grateful for you. Yes, I'm grateful. Dayton, Ohio. Yes. I was in Yellow Springs just a year ago about this time. Love Ohio. Yes, I'm grateful for life as well. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for my family members, grateful for my friends, grateful just for the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to learn from you guys, the opportunity to teach you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this message today. The topic, are you addicted? So let's get into it. Why this topic, you guys? Why would I ask, why are you addicted? Why would I ask, are you addicted? And why do people want to know if they're addicted? Yes, Marilyn, thank you for showing up today. And I'm grateful for you too. Why the topic, are you addicted? Because people genuinely want to know. Am I addicted to this thing? Am I addicted to drugs and alcohol? Am I addicted to social media? Am I addicted to gambling? Yes, we got Brazil in the house. Thank you for showing up. Am I addicted to this thing, or is it just something that I crave strongly? Is it just a pull? Is it just something that's just a problem right now? Is it temporary? Am I addicted to this thing? The funny thing, or not the funny thing, the kind of really incredible, insightful thing is that over the course of quarantine, people became much more addicted to things over the course of quarantine, because they were in one place, stuck with no coping mechanism. Alcoholism went through the roof, you guys. Alcoholism went crazy in quarantine, or even people's drinking, just drinking. People were drinking. 40% of people say they drank much more than they drank before quarantine, which is crazy because there's no social settings, right? So you're not out at the bar. These people are at home. Same thing for smoking, drugs, social media, gambling, all of the other addictions. Self-sabotage is a massive addiction that I just learned about in this past year. The addiction to self-sabotage is an actual thing. Yes. So one thing that I learned early on in Alcoholics Anonymous, and I'm going to share this with you because it works for pretty much any addiction, is when you're trying to learn something new, or let's say you're reading a book and you're consuming new information, if you don't know something, or if you don't know exactly what a word means, one great thing to do is look it up in the dictionary. Okay, you might think you know what something means, but to look it up and see what the actual meaning of the word is can be helpful. It can gain insight, because there's two things when it comes to looking up a word and learning a word, right? There's the denotation, which is the literal meaning of the word, and then there's the connotation, which is like the loose meaning of the word, or it also depends on how it's being said, right? A word can mean much more than what the actual definition of it is, but it can be helpful. So when it comes to addiction, are you addicted? Listen to this. The definition of the word addiction is the state of being compulsively committed to a habit or practice, or to something that is psychologically or physically habit forming, such as narcotics, to such an extent that its cessation causes severe trauma. Listen to that again. The definition of addiction: the state of being compulsively committed to a habit or practice, or to something that is psychologically or physically habit forming, such as narcotics, to such an extent that its cessation causes severe trauma. Okay, that can give you some insight. And also there's even this when you're looking up definitions of words. There can be more words in the definition that you then have to look up so you can get clarity over. It's okay to look these things up. It's okay to dig deeper. Like in that definition, cessation. So to cessation means to stop. Trauma is this. Trauma, physical trauma, is a body wound or shock caused by sudden physical injury. But also, trauma can be an experience that produces psychological injury or pain. So, if something is causing you trauma, it can be an addiction. Okay, it typically is if it's causing severe trauma if you try to stop. So, you can explore by asking questions as well. So, what are the different type of addictions before I get to these questions that are helpful to help clarify? What are different forms of addiction? There's a lot. But the different forms of addiction are these typically: drugs and alcohol, cigarettes, food, sex, social media, yes, social media, gambling, and I have learned even self-sabotage, and there's even more. Anything that if you stop it causes distress in your life, or your compulsive doing of it causes major distress in your life as well. So these are different types of addictions. So how do we know? Yancy, how do we know if we're addicted? I say this so much in my coaching process. When I'm coaching someone, it's not about me giving you advice. My coaching, the most important part of my coaching is asking you questions so that you can come up with your own answers and your own solutions. I ask question after question after question, and it creates so much clarity, so much understanding, so that the solution becomes obvious. So, questions are the answer to, are you addicted? Ask yourself these questions, and not just one question is going to be the question that needs to be answered. It's all of these things, all of these questions in totality. Yes, what you can't go without, yes, is an addiction. So I'm going to ask you some questions that might help you realize whether you're addicted or if you're not. The first question, and the most important question, is this: can you stop or control this behavior whenever you want to? Doesn't matter if it's drugs and alcohol, food, sex, gambling. Can you stop whenever you want? Do you have control over it whenever you want? Okay, again, it's not just one question. It's all of them in totality, and being honest with yourself with the answers, right? Because you're the person who has to say, yes, I'm addicted, in order to get free. It doesn't matter if the whole world says you're addicted. If you don't say you're addicted, you're not going to stop. Somehow, some way, you're going to figure out, your ego is going to figure out a way to get to that thing, right? 2, does this behavior make you miss important things in your life, like work or other events? Does this thing make you miss important stuff? Do you miss work as a result of it? Do you miss events? Are there important things that you need to show up for that you don't show up for because of this behavior? We're talking, are you addicted? This is important stuff. Question number 3, Do you take significant risks to indulge in the behavior? Yes. Do you take risks? Do you do things that you wouldn't normally do just to get access to this thing? Risky behavior. Number 4, does your ego rationalize the behavior? This is an important one, you guys. Our egos, the ego, it's the sneakiest thing on planet Earth. The ego will help you rationalize all kinds of stuff that's not good for you. It has an incredible capacity. Human beings are scientifically about 200,000 years old since the beginning. That means our egos have been working since then. It's had a 200,000 year head start on us. When you show up in this life, it knows how to weasel its way into things. Next question. Is the extent of your behavior a secret? Is it secret from others how much you indulge in this behavior? Next question. Does this behavior cause negative effects to your health or personality? Okay, you're the person who has to answer these questions truthfully. And it's a hard truth for yourself. And it's not just one thing. It's all of it in totality. Okay, you can't have one answer that's good and be like, oh, I'm not an addict. Great. Okay, look at all of them and answer them in totality. The last few questions. Does the behavior cause you to alienate yourself from others or spend substantial amounts of time with people who exhibit the same behavior? Okay, so you might be like, hey, I don't alienate myself. I go to the bar every night. Yes, you're not alienating yourself, but what you are doing is you're spending an exorbitant amount of your time with somebody or a group of people who perform the same behavior and who are going to co-sign your BS, right? It's kind of a big deal. Or if your behavior makes you stay away from other people, it's a big deal. I like that. Crying emojis. So true. How do you feel afterwards? This is an open-ended question. How do you feel after you indulge in the behavior? You know, do you feel depressed? Do you feel regretful? How do you feel after the behavior? If it's something that's compulsive to you and you can't stop, and afterwards you feel like crap every time, you might be addicted. And now I'm going to ask the last and deepest question. It's an open-ended question, and it's something that you have to spend contemplative time with. The deeper question is this: what is the price that you pay for your behavior? What is the price? What does it cost you? What does this behavior actually cost you? I'll share something with you very personal. I've been clean and sober for 22 years. And one thing that happens after you've been clean and sober for a while is you realize that addiction just covered up a whole bunch of other stuff. So my life ever since then has been working on becoming a better human being, working and discovering things, unpeeling the layers of the onion to become a better and better human being to the best of my ability. And you find other things are problems, other things are addictions. And one of the biggest things that I've learned in this last few years, because I've had a pretty substantial amount of success in my life, I've had some really great things happen to me. And most importantly, because I help others, I've been able to help others have that success as well. One of the things I realized is that I have an addiction. I have an addiction to emotional self-sabotage. And it's a big deal that I'm working on getting free from. What's the cost? What is it? Sometimes I can only allow myself to feel so happy. I can only allow myself to feel so, thank you. That's very, very cute. Thank you. Sometimes I can only allow myself to feel so happy, so successful before I find a way to sabotage it emotionally so I can make myself feel bad about things that have nothing to do with it. It's kind of a big deal. I'm so happy that I learned this because I've been able to work on it and get clarification with my therapist, get clarification through a ton of meditation to the point that I am freer than I've ever been of that emotional self-sabotage. But the reason I brought it up personally, because the question is this, the deeper question: what's the price I pay for the behavior? The price I've had to pay for that emotional self-sabotage addiction is relationships. It has actually cost me relationships. To the desire to crash and have a bunch of negativity and stress and drama has actually cost me people. It's been a big deal in my life. And I'm so glad I know, because now that I know, I can work on it. So that's the deeper question. So ask yourself these questions and give yourself honest feedback, answers that can help you get a true sense of whether you are addicted or not. Now, turning the corner, here's a big deal. And this is something that's really, really important for people who are trying to figure out if they're addicted to something or not. Knowing that you're an addict or you're addicted to something is not a bad thing at all. Admitting to you that you're addicted to something isn't bad at all. It's actually good because now you can get free. Don't you want to be free in your life? Don't you want to be able to move and do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, without something holding onto you, without weights pulling you down, keeping you from being everything that you can be, keeping you from living the life you always dreamed of living? Yes, getting free is good. So let's get free, shall we? Anything that keeps us from being everything that we can be needs to be released from our lives. And it's a process, you guys. Life is about the journey. Life is about getting better as we go. So knowing that you're an addict isn't a bad thing. Now you can get free. All right? So what are the steps to being free? This is a lot longer discussion than this IG Live. Okay? I can't give you all of the steps to be free. But what I will do is I'm going to give you the first and most important one. The first and most important step to getting free is admitting that you have an addiction and that it's screwing your life up. Step number one, admit that you have an addiction and it's screwing your life up. If you work that step one perfectly, you will no longer have ego trying to come in. It might try to come in, but you'll be very clear. You have a very clear barrier. It won't be trying to come in and show you all the ways that you can rationalize this behavior and this and that. If you're very clear that something's screwing your life up, you'll be so much more inclined to do all of the rest of the work that it's going to take to gain the freedom that you desire. So it's just that simple. The first step is admitting you have a problem and that it's screwing your life up, because then you can do the substantial work that it takes. All right? So that's the basics of my talk on Are You Addicted? But there's something bigger than us that can help us. Okay? It's our highest self. It's spirit, God, if you will, whatever you want to call it. There's something bigger than us that can help us in this arena. And that's why I go into these meditations. Okay? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give us a short guided meditation on having spiritual vision. The spiritual vision to see what's harming us. The spiritual vision to see if we're addicted to things. And then also the allowance of freedom in our lives. Okay? I'm going to speak and I'm going to connect us all to the highest thing, our highest vibration that knows the answers that we aren't even capable of knowing or willing to speak. So let's dig in, shall we? Let's connect with something bigger than ourselves, you guys. And what I'd like you to do is, if you're listening to this talk and you're driving, don't close your eyes. But if you're here with me now and you have the capability to close your eyes and let's connect, you guys. Send the signal to your highest self, send the signal to your entire body that all is well. And the way you send that signal is through your breathing. Nice belly breaths. Inhales, exhales from your belly. When you inhale, let your belly move from your spine. Exhale, let that belly move back to your spine. Continue that circular breathing. And with your eyes closed now, eyes closed, use your eyeballs and look up at your spiritual center, your third eye, your seat of intuition. Connect there to something higher. These are all the signals, you guys, to have being come in, spirit come in, our highest selves come in, the creator to come in, God come in, whatever you choose to call it. These are the signals that say, come in and give us guidance today. I'm going to count you guys down now from 3 to 0. And when we get to 0, you will be at your perfect place of meditation for today. exactly where you're supposed to be today. 3, allow thoughts to come and go. You're not trying to fight those thoughts. Let those thoughts come and go. Just continue to breathe and look at that third eye if you can. 2, 1, continuing to connect with our highest selves, all that the Creator is. And 0, here now, in our perfect place of being. Spirit, we are grateful, and we say thank you that you are here with us now. Thank you that you are guiding us. Thank you that you are helping us. Thank you that you are showing us the path to absolute freedom in this world. Spirit, we ask for spiritual vision. The vision to see with clarity what's ailing us. Let us see with clarity what we might be addicted to. Let us see with clarity what's harming us and what we need to be free from. Continuing to breathe. Continuing to look at that third eye. Let thoughts come and go. Spirit, we ask for your sincere help today to be free of all that we are addicted to. Thank you that you are more powerful than anything. And thank you that you are one with us and you give us that power as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We accept this spiritual vision today, and we accept our capability to now be free from what ails us. Even if it has been many months or many years that we have dealt with this, today is the day that we choose freedom. And we are so grateful for our connection with you. We are grateful for all that is, all of the difficulty, all of the good times, all of our knowledge, everything going on in our life today, everything that has led up to this point. And now we breathe deeply and quietly for about a minute to allow our connection and this freedom to occur. Continuing to breathe from your belly. Continuing, if you can, with your eyes closed, to look at your third eye, your seat of intuition, your seat of wisdom. I'm going to count us up now from 0 to 3. And the beautiful news about today is when you get to 3, everything that you needed to occur inside of your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit will already be completed. And it will just be time for further steps. You can forget about this entire meditation and it won't matter. What's supposed to be a part of you will still be a part of you. 0. 1. So grateful now for this time. So grateful for spiritual vision to know what we need to be free of and the ability to let it all go today. 2. open your eyes. Thank you guys so much for this time with me today. Today is the day of freedom. Every day is the day of freedom for you. You're here because you desire to be free of all that ails you. Any addiction, anything that's impairing your life, today is the day to get free. Come back to this talk. Listen to it again. Share it to others. It's going to be on this page today, and it will be on YouTube by the end of the week. Share this. I love you too. Thank you guys so much for being here. Today is the day of freedom. And because I'm a life coach, but I'm also an addiction recovery specialist, feel free to go to yancyberry.com and schedule an appointment to talk to me and have an entire life coaching session on all this stuff. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, all my friends who joined me today, friends that I know and friends who I don't. Go to yancyberry.com, schedule a session in which we can discuss things. You'll get a good amount of homework, and then we'll have a big, huge life coaching session that discovers and unleashes everything that you can be immediately. Let's go, okay? You guys are amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you for your time with me today. You guys, thank you for letting me live in my purpose today. God bless you guys. You are the best. Have an awesome day. Have the best day of your life today. Be well.